Hello, welcome to the Eternal Tribute channel, and in this video we came to bring a list of famous celebrities who ended up dying in the last 24 hours. But first, leave your like and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with the latest news from the world of celebrities. So let's go straight to Paul Bradshaw. Former Wolves goalkeeper Paul Bradshaw has died at the age of 67. Bradshaw was part of the 1980 side that won the League Cup the last time the club lifted silverware and played 243 times for the Molyneux outfit. Wolves paid tribute to Bradshaw following his death and called him one of the greatest goalkeepers of his era. A club statement read, "We are deeply saddened to learn of the passing of Paul Bradshaw at the age of 67. One of the greatest keepers of his era, Paul played a key role in a successful period for the club, lifting the League Cup in 1980. Our thoughts are with Paul's friends, family and loved ones." Bradshaw began his career at Blackburn Rovers in 1972 before joining Wolves in 1977, where his career would reach its highest point. He later had a stint with the Vancouver Whitecaps in Canada before the first of two spells at West Brom, while also turning out for Bristol Rovers, Newport County, Peterborough United and Kettering Town, while he never managed to play for the senior England team. He was called up twice at under-21 level. Bradshaw's former Wolves teammate John Richards also made a special gesture to him, saying he was pivotal in the League Cup final and hailed him as one of the best keepers in England at the time, while also hinting at serious health issues. He was undoubtedly one of the best goalkeepers in England at the time and, of course, his brilliant performance in the 1980 League Cup final helped us win the trophy, he told the BBC. "We know he'd been having some serious health issues, but his death is a sad loss to all his former colleagues, and we send our condolences to his family and friends." Rosie Stoneman. Veronica Loretta Rosie Stoneman, banjo player, comedian and cast member on the long-running television show Hee Haw, died Thursday, February 22 at age 85. Stoneman, known as the First Lady of Banjo, was born May 5, 1938, as the second youngest of 23 children born to Hattie Stoneman and pioneering bluegrass musician Ernest V. Pop Stoneman, known for his 1925 recording of The Sinking of the Titanic. According to the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum, Ernest's recordings later led executive Ralph Peer to set studio dates in Bristol, Tennessee to record Stoneman and other artists in 1927, which would include the landmark first recording sessions for the Carter family and Jimmy Rogers. Rosie Stoneman was also part of the family band The Stoneman Family, which evolved from the band The Bluegrass Champs, which included family members Scott Stoneman and Donna Stoneman. The group won a competition as part of Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts in 1956. By the 1960s, Rosie had joined the group on banjo. According to the Country Music Hall of Fame, the group recorded two projects for Starday Records in 1962 and 1963, and then recorded for MGM and World Pacific. She also performed as part of the group on their syndicated 1960 Seconds television show Those Stonemans. In the 1960s, the Stoneman family earned Billboard Hot Country Singles Chart hits including Tupelo County Jail and The Five Little Johnson Girls. In 1967, the first year the Country Music Association CMA Awards were held, the Stoneman family was named Vocal Group of the Year. Rosie departed the group in 1971 and soon joined the cast of Hee Haw, working on the country variety program for 2 decades as a comedian and banjo player, and known for portraying Idly Nagger, the ironing board lady. There, she worked alongside artists and comedians including Minnie Pearl, Buck Owens and Roy Clark. In 2007, Stoneman recounted her life story in the book Pressing On. Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum CEO Carl Young called Stoneman a great talent and a strong woman, commending her legacy in the genre. For Rosie Stoneman, known as the First Lady of the Banjo, country music was a birthright and her life's work, he wrote. The second youngest of 23 children born to Hattie and Ernest Pop Stoneman, Rosie was an integral part of a bedrock country music family who were longtime fixtures in the country music scene of Washington, D.C. For 18 years on Hee-Haw, she stole scenes as both a skillful banjo player and as a comical, gap-toothed country character. Micheline Pressel. Micheline Pressel, a French film actress who conveyed icy poise and heated passion with equal vigor and memorably starred in Devil in the Flesh, a 1947 drama about adultery during wartime that became an international sensation, died on February 21 in the Paris suburb of Nogent-sur-Marne. Nogent-sur-Marne. She was 101 years old. Micheline Nicole Julia Millienne Chassagne was born in Paris on August 22, 1922, the daughter of a stockbroker and a painter. According to Bombsell, Micheline's father was convicted of fraud, fled the country in 1935 and settled in the United States under another name, but continued to support his daughter's education. While attending a convent school, she decided to become an actress and continued her dramatic training with actor and director Raymond Rouleau. She later adopted the surname Pressel after playing a character with that surname in Girls in Distress 1939, a dramatic comedy directed by G.W. Pabst. Entering the movies as a teenager, Pressel attracted attention for her exquisite beauty petite, with gray-green eyes and brown hair and her graceful transition between froth and drama. She became a major French star, literally playing the woman of Fernand Gravy's dreams in The Fantastic Knight 1942 and a patriotic Frenchwoman during the Franco-Prussian War in Angel and Sinner 1945, based on the stories by Guy de Maupassant. In a career spanning more than 7 decades and almost 200 roles, the movie that overshadowed all her credits was Devil in the Flesh, based on a scandalously frank, semi-autobiographical novel by Raymond Radiguet. Pressel starred as the young wife of a soldier who carries on an affair with a 17-year-old student while her husband serves on the front line. The film, considered by many to be shocking for its mature subject matter, was also widely praised by critics for the lyrical tenderness of the production, as well as for the attractive and sensitive performances by Pressel and Gerard Philippi as the boy who falls in love. British and American producers vied for Pressel's services for years. An early marriage to Michelle Leffert, a tennis champion and Bordeaux wine merchant, ended in divorce. On the boat to America to make her Hollywood debut, she met actor, writer and director William Marshall, who was reportedly separated from Mitch Lamorgan, one of Pressel's main rivals as a leading lady in French cinema. Soon after their divorce was finalized, Marshall married Pressel in California in 1949. He directed her in Flynn's Misfire and fought with her to raise money for Bernhardt's movie before they divorced in the mid-1950s. He later married movie star Ginger Rogers. In his later years, Pressel made cameo appearances in films by his daughter, Toni Marshall, including the romantic comedies Venus Beauty Institute 1999, France Boutique 2003 and Sex, Love and Therapy 2014. Toni Marshall, an outspoken voice on sexual discrimination in the film industry, died in 2020. Survivors include 2 grandchildren. Jayen Archer. Motocross rider Jayen Archer died at the age of 27 after attempting a triple backflip during training in Melbourne, Australia. Archer gained fame for being the first motocross athlete to perform the maneuver. The feat took place at the Nitro World Games in Brisbane, Aus in 2022. He was an X Games medalist and got married this year. He proposed to his girlfriend Beth King after performing the triple backflip. The Nitro Circus family is mourning the loss of Jayen Archer. Jayen was the epitome of passion, hard work, and determination. And above all, a great human being and friend to us all. Nitro Circus, the company founded by Travis Pastrana, told the English newspaper The Mirror. Full hupris. Jayen Broadbent. Jayen Broadbent, who was born with HIV, and as a child became a leading voice in raising awareness about the virus and AIDS, died on Tuesday at her home in Las Vegas. She was 39. Her father, Lauren Broadbent, confirmed the death. He did not cite the cause. Miss Broadbent was 6 years old when she began telling of her struggle with HIV on television, aiming to educate the public amid an epidemic that produced panic and stigma. Even when new treatments dramatically improved the long-term outcomes for people with HIV, she stressed that there was no cure and that infection was a life sentence, and she urged people to prevent its spread. In 1992, when she was 7, Miss Broadbent was interviewed on Nickelodeon in a special program featuring Magic Johnson, the basketball star, who, after his own HIV diagnosis, became a familiar face in the fight against HIV and AIDS. "I want people to know that we're just normal people," Miss Broadbent, her face crumpling as she fought through tears, told Mr. Johnson. He gently reassured her, "We are normal people." Mr. Johnson posted a clip of the conversation on social media on Wednesday and wrote, "Jayen changed the world with her bravery," speaking about how living with HIV affected her life since birth. He added, "Thanks to Jayen, millions were educated, stigmas were broken, and attitudes about HIV/AIDS were changed." Interviewed by the New York Times in 2006, Miss Broadbent said of the televised interview with Mr. Johnson, "I think it just opened a lot of people's eyes that HIV can happen to anybody, with me being so young." By the time she was 12, she had shared her story with numerous national television viewers. At 11, she appeared on The Oprah Winfrey Show and talked about the myriad health issues she had faced as a toddler and the emotional toll of the disease. "When I turned 5, I had had symptoms of AIDS," she said. "I had had fungus in my brain, blood infections, pneumonia." Miss Winfrey asked, "What's the hardest part for you, Jayen, living with this disease?" "When your friends die," Miss Broadbent replied. "That's the hardest part, because you love them and you always lose a friend to AIDS." Jayen Lauren Broadbent was born on June 14, 1984, in a Las Vegas hospital. She was abandoned at birth and adopted by Lauren and Patricia Broadbent. Although she had been born with HIV, it was not diagnosed until she was 3 years old. Doctors recommended that her parents seek treatment at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, MD, where she was put on a life-saving cocktail of drugs, her father told CNN in a profile of Miss Broadbent. It was at the NI that Jayen, a vivacious child, caught the attention of Elizabeth Glazer, founder of a pediatric AIDS foundation. She asked Miss Broadbent's mother if she would permit Jayen to speak publicly. The illness had affected her learning, keeping her from attending school until the 7th grade. At Odyssey High School in Las Vegas, she was part of a program that allowed her to work from home on a computer. Miss Broadbent continued to speak publicly about HIV and AIDS into adulthood. Her work earned her recognition, particularly among African Americans. Ebony magazine twice ranked her among the most influential 150 African Americans in 2008 and 2011. At this time, I ask you to join us in praying for Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, 59, has been diagnosed with aphasia and dementia. The news came via the artist's communications team to the US Press on Wednesday, 22. According to the team, the announcement came to put an end to rumors about Wendy's health. According to the note, the presenter had already been diagnosed with serious illnesses, such as a type of hypothyroidism with unusual symptoms for a patient with the condition, and lymphedema. However, rumors about a possible brain disorder began after viewers noticed a loss in Wendy's train of thought, which, according to the statement, was due to the new discovery. In 2017, the presenter went viral on social media when she fainted during a live broadcast of The Wendy Williams Show. At the time, Wendy revealed that she had been unconscious for 48 minutes and was upset that internet users thought it was a bad joke on her part. Finally, the star's team pointed out that Wendy is still able to do many things on her own. The most important thing is that she keeps her sense of humor and has received the affection she needs, making sure she is protected. She is grateful for the care and good wishes that the public wishes her, the statement concluded.